Gordon, I have to say the timing of this announcement by Telus and their CFO, so this is a very senior executive, is just awful to me. I mean, it's right after the Wall Street Journal reveals what U.S. officials called a secret backdoor that Huawei can get into the networks. It's right after the U.S. Department of Education announces investigations into secret payments to Harvard and Yale by China. The timing is awful, but they seem confident. What's going on?
I wish I knew, Ezra, because clearly Huawei is a danger. If you allow Huawei into your 5G network, whether it's a core or non-core equipment, it is going to be able to take data. And by the way, that distinction between core and non-core probably is meaningless in reality. So I think that clearly Telus is making a grave mistake. Remember, Canada is a Five Eyes partner of the United States. The United States is going to have to reconsider its relationships with Canada. And so I think that Justin Trudeau, your prime minister, needs to have a conversation with that company.
Gordon, I watched the official response by Huawei to the Wall Street Journal article about the secret backdoor that Huawei can get in. And they had an actor make about a 6-minute video, and we played an excerpt of it earlier. The actor said this. He said, Huawei would never spy on our customers because the first time we did that, all our customers would immediately abandon us. And I thought, well, that makes some logical sense. But then I discovered that Vodafone discovered just this sort of backdoor in 2011, 2012. They didn't dump Huawei. They claim they made a few patches. But if you're a company that's invested billions in Huawei infrastructure, you're locked in. You don't want to write it off. You don't want the embarrassment. You don't want a lawsuit from your customers. You have a lot of incentives to paper it over, to actually become an apologist for Huawei. I don't think that PR line by Huawei holds water. I think they have been caught, and there's a lot of moral hazard by companies to go along with it, because otherwise they're in trouble too.
Yeah, well, Huawei servers were used by Beijing to surreptitiously download data from the headquarters of the African Union in Addis Ababa from 2012 to 2017. Also, 2 points, Ezra. First of all, China's 2017 national intelligence law requires every Chinese entity to spy if demanded. So that's Chinese law. And the second thing is, in the Communist Party's top-down system, nobody can refuse a request from the party to do something. So those contentions by Huawei just don't hold water. As a matter of law, they are under a compulsion to spy.
That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant Show, which is a show I do every day. I do a monologue, interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at premium.rebelnews.com.